This video is about when statues break. So recently, I uploaded a video in which, it's a very short video in which I addressed that one of mine broke. I broke it on accident. I dropped it. It was made out of plaster, so any little thing would have broke it. I was just really sad because it was something that I worked on for a bit. I hand painted it, and it was really small, so it was hard to get it right, especially on plaster. And I was cleaning and I accidentally dropped it, and it made me sad. I was really, really, really sad when that happened, and I just kind of had like a mild depression come over when that thing broke. But I also had a handmade coffin that my husband made, and I just had this urge to bury it. And it's probably because subconsciously I had seen the other videos in which, that's what they do when the statues break. They bury them. And if you think about it, it makes sense. The statue was representative of an image of death, or of the Reaper. So it makes sense to bury it as a ritualistic homage, or a representation of the energy of death. Bury it, put it in the ground. So another one broke, and it was my son's fault. He plays with it a lot, and I'll post a little screen image here of the one that it was. It was the one that I personally made, that was dressed like a nun. And he plays with it so much, and I enjoyed that he played with it, but he broke the hand off, and there's no really gluing it back on. So I was like, well, I'm going to be honest with you. Even though I liked it very much, and even though I created it because I had a dream about it. I had a dream where she appeared to me dressed like a nun with like a flower crown around her head. And it was kind of a representation of that dream. But if I'm going to be honest with you... Oh, hold on just a second. Okay, sorry. DoorDash. But yeah, so it broke. The hand broke off, and I had my grandma's rosaries. I had a necklace that I wanted to wear for myself that was not meant for me. And handmade necklaces and rosaries on it. And once I saw that it broke, yeah, I got mad, right? I got mad when you broke the skeleton lady, right? Yeah. But, there's nothing I can do about it. I know it's just a vessel. I know that it was just, dedication. So maybe it was meant to happen. But once again, the feeling of burying it came to mind. Now, granted, this is not no 2-inch statue. This is a big, I don't know, it was maybe 2 feet tall if you extend it. And it was sitting right here where that skull is. And so I have this feeling, bury it. And not before I did a small divination. I'm going to show you the coin I used. Not before I did a small divination with this yes and no coin. I just needed an immediate answer. I needed to know, what do you want me to do? And through a series of yes and no questions, it came to the surface that by doing this is showing dedication. By doing this is getting closer to her, and by performing this ritual, I guess you could say, is just another form of showing that you're there, that you're there for her, that you guys have a relationship. This is like her way of saying, get closer to me by doing this, and understand the process of burial, and understand the process of death, and letting things go, and not being too attached to the vessel. That's just what I got out of it, okay? Now, I know us, like, as a community, we're, like, really attached to the statues. I mean, it's just the way it is. As am I. So that's why it kind of hurts even more. So what I did was I took the robe, the wrapping off, and I folded the plastic skeleton up, and I wrapped it with what it was dressed with, and I tried my best to find like a box or a casing that I could use to put it in the ground, and all I could find was just a regular box that I usually ship things in, and then I put that inside 2 taped together brown bags. And then it was from there, where am I going to bury it? So the first thing I thought was in the cemetery, right? But a friend brought up, like, yeah, you probably don't want to do that. You might get in trouble, you know, especially the cemetery I wanted to go to is kind of like a family cemetery. It's my family cemetery, actually. We recently visited a Longoria family cemetery because Longorias were really prevalent in the area that I live in. They were amongst some of the first settlers in this area. And then I did divination on that, and I was like, do you want it in that cemetery? And it was like, no. I said, do you want it here at the house? Yes. I'm like, okay. Well, where? And I started asking, do you want it by the roses? Do you want it by the ceiba tree, which is a very sacred tree in Mexico? It's also called the kapok tree or the silk floss tree. It's kind of seen as a tree of life of sorts. You'll recognize it because it has a lot of spines on the trunk. I was like, do you want to buy that tree? No. So I just asked a series of questions. I was like, where do you want it? And I have sort of kind of a representation of Yemaya statue by a fish pond in the front yard. And she was like, I kind of want it by there. And I'm like, man, why you gotta do this to me? Because I have a real big soft spot for Yemaya. And she's like, no, there's a separation, there's a border between where the Yemaya statue is and the front yard, and I'll go show you right now. And it was like, like I said, through the coin toss, through divination, it was like, put me on the other side of the wall as like the entrance to your home, the entrance to the house. So let me show you real quick. See? I hand painted it. It's actually an Aphrodite statue, but yeah, it needs some upkeep. But oh my God, when the DoorDashers come, there has been several of them that have asked, are you guys into Santeria? And then my husband says, well, she is. And I'm like, well, that's not technically true. He's like, yeah, well, you know.
Second, y'all into Santeria? She is. Thank you.
You can see all the dirt through here, and I buried it under here between those 2 plants. So you can see it's like the entrance to the house. Okay, so now you see where I put it. And that's a bird bath. It's got a Celtic cross on it. So I was like, perfect. So yeah. And then when I buried that one, it took forever. I got like calluses from the shovel. You know. But, you know, of course I'm gonna bust my ass to make this right. And I had a major sadness, like the entire day. It was just like, oh man, I'm so depressed, and it just felt really like the blues, you know. But I'm gonna be honest with you, because that's what my channel's about. It's about me and my personal journey and how I feel. It's not about anything else. I've been wanting to downsize for a while, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I had been eyeing that one, and how it kind of didn't feel like, I didn't feel connected to it. It didn't feel It's not that it didn't feel right, it felt out of place. So I'm kind of glad it happened in a way. Just being real, you know? And yeah, so with the burial process, you know, and I didn't stay outside and say prayers or anything. I didn't light any candles or anything like that, because it was indicated to me that the process in itself was enough. The labor of digging and set everything up, and the sadness and all that. You're all done? Okay. Was the process. It was almost kind of like supposed to happen as a lesson, I guess. So, anyway, an update. I did a video about wanting to do live feed for the petition candles. Well, I got the camera. Thanks to you guys, I got the camera. And I already bought web space so that I can stream the live video. And let me see if you can see it from, you see that shed over there? Okay, there's still some stuff in it. We're gonna clear the stuff out. We're gonna set the camera up in there, and we're gonna set the candles up in there, and stream from the website. I wanted to stream through YouTube, but I don't think I can. So we're gonna stream from the website, and you guys will be able to watch your petition candles. So yes, don't worry, I didn't forget. It's still in the process. So that's where it's gonna be, and I'm hoping maybe in the next couple of weeks I will have it set up, because you know, I'm trying to figure it out by myself. But yeah, just wanted to update on that. It's not fun. I'm trying to make light of the situation, but you know, it's sad. So I mean, it's not something you really look forward to. And but it's gonna happen. Like, your statues are gonna break, and you're gonna ask yourself, like, do I repair them? What do I do in this situation? Like, what does it mean? And real quick, usually when a statue breaks, if it's not any fault of your own, it usually means that statue took a hit for you. And what I mean by that is something was sent to you, or something you picked up was taken care of, and that's why the statue broke. Like, she protected you, and that's why the statue broke. So that's where it's kind of questionable. Like, well, if something took a hit for me, do I need to repair it and wear it again? Or like as a bracelet, like the Evil Eye bracelet, do I wear it again? Do I put it back on the altar? Do I clean it? Like, what do I do? And that's a difficult question to answer. My first impression would be, it took a hit, it's broken, get rid of it. I think no matter how much you clean it, it's symbolic of her protecting you. So through that symbolism, maybe that's why this whole burial thing happened. You know, maybe that's what you're supposed to do after it breaks. I don't know. I can't say that I know everything, but maybe that's what's supposed to happen. Maybe you're supposed to bury them, and it sucks because some of these statues are really expensive, and you know, but ask yourself, why do you buy them? I mean, obviously you buy them because it's a focal point. Obviously you buy them because you're showing dedication, but also everything on the altar serves a purpose. So you also buy them because they serve a function. And sometimes that function is exactly that, to protect, to act like a vessel. And once again, when they break, they've served their purpose, and maybe it's time to let them go. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm still learning on this journey, and I'm beginning to think that maybe, yeah, instead of repair them, you know, if it's no fault of your own and it breaks, and maybe they're meant to go and be buried. You know, something to think about. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of what else. So like recently, I was getting into money stuff. Not because I'm asking for more money, but because I'm wanting to learn. How do other people do it? So recently, I bought one of these. The frog, I forgot his name. He has a name in China, I believe. You've seen these everywhere. Did you know that he only has 3 legs? I thought he had 4. You see the third one in the back? Anyway, it's a luck toad or a money toad or a good fortune toad. And you wouldn't think to put a, is it Chinese symbol on a Mexican altar. But we know that in Mexico, they've adapted many different cultures. And you will regularly see this and Buddhas on the statue. I mean, on the statue, on the altar. It's a charm, okay? It's not like you're worshiping the thing. It's a charm. It's part of the little universe that you have going on here. So another one I got. This might gross you guys out. It's an actual toad that is used as a coin purse. They sell these in Mexico. I believe it's a bull toad. I forgot the type of toad it is. But yeah, people use these as coin purses. Yeah, it grosses me out too, dude. Like, seriously. Look at him. He's creepy looking. But once again, it's symbolic. And the reason I put it by the red one is because to me, the red represents the material, the life, the necessities in this life. Granted, this one is a reversible one, but I call it the red one. It's the very first one I bought. So I put everything that involves money or the material, I put it by the red. Like this owl right here is a piggy bank. See? And what else? I put some down here too, but it's kind of spreading. It's getting too big, and that's exactly why I want to downsize. I want to have room for workings. I want a working altar, not so much an homage altar anymore. So that's why I'm trying to make room. And that's another reason we're doing the petition candles outside, and also it's more fire safe. So, yeah. I've jabbered on too long. Just wanted to bring up those points. That's it for now. Hope I didn't waste too much of your time. And if you have any questions, I'll do my best. I have to approve comments before they get posted, just so you know, in case anybody wants to be rude. And I'll do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. Sometimes the comments get lost underneath other comments, like other people are responding to other comments before I can. So sometimes I don't see those until I go onto my laptop. So just bear with me, be patient, okay? Kind of taking on a lot of projects here. So that's about it. Thank you guys very much for watching and for your support. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Hope you have a good day.